All right, so here you have been asked to find the roots of x squared minus 4x plus 1 equals 0 by using the drawn graph. So in this type of question, what's the first thing you got to do? The first thing you got to do is write down the graph's equation first. So what's the graph's equation? It has been given to you as y equals minus times x minus 2 whole thing squared plus 3. And what's the equation you're supposed to solve? You're supposed to solve the equation 0. Let me write the equation they have given by putting 0 in the left, because in the graph's equation, the x's are in the right. So I'll rewrite putting the x's in the right. So 0 equals what? X squared minus 4x plus 1. All right, now there is a problem. What's the problem? The graph's equation is in one format, and the equation what we are supposed to solve is in another format. So then what should we do? Let's change the graph's equation to the blue color format. So how do we do it? All right, let's start it. So y equals minus x minus 2 whole thing squared plus 3. All right. So the same thing can be also written as what? Y equals minus. What does x minus 2 squared mean? It means x minus 2 times x minus 2. So x minus 2 times x minus 2. The entire thing owns this purple minus. So what do? You put the x minus 2 times x minus 2 within brackets plus 3. So then what do you get? Y equals minus times. How do you multiply x minus 2 by x minus 2? First you multiply x minus 2 by x. So multiply by this x. So what is x times x? X squared. X times minus 2. That would give you minus 2x. Now you go to multiply x minus 2 by this minus 2. Minus 2 times x, that's minus 2x. Minus 2 times minus 2. What is minus into minus? That's plus. And what's 2 times 2? That's 4. Plus 3. So then y equals, let's simplify what's inside the brackets. So what do we have? What do we get? Y equals x squared minus 2x minus 2x. When you put minus 2 and minus 2 together, what would that give you? That would give you 4 minuses. So minus 4x plus 4 plus 3. So y equals, now let's remove the brackets, minus times x squared. What would that give you? Minus x squared. Then minus into minus. That is plus 4x. Then comes minus into plus, minus 4 plus 3. Then y equals minus x squared plus 4x. Minus 4 and plus 3 can interact. Are they friends or enemies? 4 negatives and 3 positives. What would that give you? If you put them together, there'll be a fight, isn't it? Why? It's negatives and positives. So who's going to win? Minus is going to win because it has 4 with him. And by how much? By 1. All right. So this is the graph's equation in a new format. All right. So now under the graph's equation, so what we have got the same graphs. The graph's equation was y equals minus times x minus 2 whole thing squared plus 3. The same equation can be also written as y equals minus x squared plus 4x minus 1. Now under this, let's write the equation what we are supposed to solve. What is it? 0 equals x squared minus 4x plus 1. So the graph's equation and the equation what we are supposed to solve look almost the same, right? But there's a difference. What's it? With regards to the sign, see, in the graph's equation, what's in front of x squared? It's minus. But in the equation what we are supposed to solve, what's in front of x squared? There's no sign to be seen, but we know when there's no sign to be seen, it is plus. All right. So look at the 4x's, they got opposite signs. So what can we do then? We can change the equation what we are supposed to solve to look exactly like the graph's equation. How can that be done? We can divide the entire blue color equation here by minus. In fact, we are dividing by minus 1. So how do we do it? X squared divided by minus 1 minus 4x divided by minus 1 plus 1 divided by minus 1. 0 divided by minus 1. So then what we get? X squared divided by minus 1. What's x squared sign? It's plus. So plus divided by minus is minus. And what's x squared divided by 1? When you divide something by 1, you get the same thing. So minus x squared minus divided by minus. That's plus 4x plus divided by minus. That's minus 1. And when you divide 0 by something, you get 0 back as the answer. 0 divided by anything is 0. Now see, let me circle the graph's equation. Let's take it out here. Y equals minus x squared plus 4x minus 1. And what's the equation we are supposed to solve? We have written that in a new format. What is it? 0 equals minus x squared plus 4x minus 1. Now, in the equation what we are supposed to solve, who is playing the role of y? Who is playing the role of y? In the place of y, what do you see? 0. So what they have indirectly asked us is then, when y is 0, what are the values x should take? When y is 0, what should x be? Right? Because y 0 is playing the role of y. So what are the values x is taking when y is 0? So first we got to identify the points where the y is 0. So what are the points in which the y coordinate is 0? That is this orange point and this blue point. So at orange point, y is 0. So when y is 0, what's x? X equals, see, it's after one tiny box. So what's the value represented by one tiny box? 0 to 1, there are 5 tiny boxes. So one tiny box would represent 0.2. So x equals 0.2. But that's not the only answer. There's another answer for x. What is it? So it's 0.2. And what's the other answer? There's another point where y is 0. That is this blue point. So at the blue point, what's the value of x? That is 3 point what? There are 4 tiny boxes to go to reach the blue point after 3. So that's going to be 3 point. Each tiny box represents 0.2, 0.2. So 3.2, 3.4, 3.6 is 3.8. So find the roots. Find the roots. It's a fancy way of saying find the values of x. So what are the two values of x? X equals 0.2. And we also have got x equals 3.8. Hope you all understood.